It's called a Mayday standard operating procedure for anybody that's lost, trapped, or injured. It's an orange button on the top of the radio, or you feel like you're completely in a situation you can't escape from. You just push the button, and you're just supposed to say, this is who I am, this is where I'm at, and I need help. And it's over. It's like all these people are going to start rushing in, and they're going to come around you, and they're going to hopefully find you, package you, and carry you out. I was born and raised in Long Beach, California. At the time, I had a 5-year-old brother. My mom and dad, they were divorced by the time I was about 6 months old. No church, no spirituality, no religion, nothing was ever spoken of, even in my grandparents' home. My mom and me moved back to where my grandparents were living. I have some memory issues based on some pretty traumatic things that took place about this time. And one being a sexual abuse thing from an older kid across the street when I moved back in with my grandparents. It was just me. A lot of things took place that no kid should ever have to go through. My mom started dating another man. He was verbally abusive, physically abusive, did drugs, lots of alcohol, always around the house. Throughout all of this, I guess we kind of figured out that I was good at sports. I was very athletic. That was one thing that was always a source of comfort for me, and peace and joy and stuff like that. So what made it doubly satisfying is that whenever I played well, the people around me that were supposed to love me no matter what, loved me. And then when I had a bad game, I was sent to my room or spoken harshly to. From my sophomore year on, junior year in high school, senior year in high school, all I did was play baseball. But I was angry a lot. I built walls just to protect myself. Obedience was not high on my list. To me, my hope and peace, joy, comfort rested in how well I performed on a playing field. That was my God. Ultimately ended up signing a letter of intent to go to San Diego State University. Everything's paid for, dorm rooms, books, meals. I spent 0 time in the classroom. I lifted a lot, exercised a lot, drank a lot, really focused on getting really good, be even better than I was in baseball. So, that year I was like athlete of the year. It was, all WAC, all American, all defensive player of the year, all this stuff, and ended up drafted by the San Francisco Giants in the first round. Life was perfect. Life couldn't have been better. I was living life at the time, just however I wanted to do it, whenever I wanted to do it, with no regard to how it might impact the team or how it might impact somebody else. There were times, sure, over the years where I would just be a flat-out jerk to some people if the way that they were living their lives didn't match up with the way I was living mine. The woman I'm married to now, we had met between my sophomore year in college and my junior year in college during summer school. And we'd started to develop a relationship. It was something different than any other relationship I'd had with a girl. She had started going to these silly women's studies, in my mind. I'm like, all right, whatever, hon, whatever you want to do, that's fine. My wife finally got me to attend a couples Bible study with her. Couldn't wait to get out of there so I could go to a bar and just hang out with a friend or nobody. And I remember her being okay with it, almost like a deal. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's just real. I was in AAA somewhere on the East Coast, and I remember going out early stretch and stuff like that prior to BP, and somebody asked me to sign a baseball card for him or something, and I'm signing this, and I'm like, this is not it anymore. There's something else. I've had some good seasons like we talked about. Got a beautiful wife, and I'm playing baseball, and I'm getting to travel and stuff, and we're not short on money. I was still making pretty good money even in the minor leagues. I'm like, there's something missing. At the end of the 2000 season, I hurt my elbow again for the last time and decided to retire. We just had a baby. I was still living a double life. I would go out and I would still not come home till 5 in the morning. I was sitting in the living room in 2003 one day, and I remember, so I'm sitting here and I remember looking over and my wife is walking towards me with like 2 pieces of paper in her hand, ATM withdrawal statements. And the casino, 400, casino, 400, casino, 100, casino, right down the line, and it was busted. She said, I want you to leave. As she's holding these 2 pieces of paper, it just damaged the most important relationship that I had at the time in my life, and the one that was most important to me, and that all I could do was push a Mayday button, and I really didn't know what to say, except that I have no idea what I'm doing. Jesus, if you're real, I could sure use your help right now. I could sure use a rescue. I just had to stop drinking. I couldn't tell her any more lies. I couldn't take out a bunch of money out of an ATM, and I betrayed her, so I had to build things up. My relationship with Jesus had to be built as well. So that took a while. Also now learning how to be a firefighter and what that means and serving others. And it was kind of it's a really cool dual thing going on at the same time. So I'm learning to serve others at my work, and I'm learning to serve others in my spiritual life and in my home. And a lot of people are just lost, trapped, and injured, and they really don't know what to do. And if they simply push the button, Jesus, he's available to anybody that wants to call his name. I've entertained thoughts like the angels just start going, oh, hey, we got another button pushed, and if you're hurting, right? If you don't know what you're doing, or you feel like you're completely in a situation you can't escape from, you just push the button.